Hello YouTube friends, this is Recoverin Yankee, and I'm going to read to you something that's very informational and educational, and you may find some medicinal benefits from what I'm about to tell you. You may treat some of your diseases if you listen to what I'm about to tell you. Yesterday, if you remember watching my video, I attempted to make celery juice with oregano in it, and it was much too bitter for me to stomach. That being said, why did Recoverin Yankee use oregano? What was his intention? Let me read this to you and see if I can show you the intention. Okay, I'm going to try to hold it in a way that allows me to focus on the page. Oregano. This comes from the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. There are many different varieties of oregano. All are medicinal, but vary in the amount of beneficial compounds. The most potent oregano is said to come from Greece, and I find that plants grown in the summer heat seem to be more potent. It is in the mint family, Lamiaceae family. You'll find oregano growing in most herb gardens, and you may already use it in cooking. In fact, a little bit aside here, if you go to any pizza place, they usually have oregano on the counter. I'm not saying that you should use some kind of McCormick oregano to treat yourself, because that's McCormick oregano is preservative filled, and it's artificial and GMO and everything else. I'm talking about you have oregano plants growing in your garden. In other words, your pharmacy. P-H-A-R? No. F-A-R-M-A-C-Y. Pharmacy. Okay. Edible use. Oregano is used as a culinary herb to flavor many types of foods, especially in Mediterranean dishes. Medicinal use. I'm trying to read this through the phone, but it's hard. For medicinal use, oregano can be used as an herb in food, used as a tea, or as a tincture, or as an essential oil. The essential oil is very concentrated and should be diluted in a carrier oil before use. It is antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal. Oregano is used internally to treat infections and externally to treat skin problems and fungal infections. Oregano contains, let me see if I can get this to focus in. I may not be able to focus it, but I'll read it anyway. Oregano contains a wide range of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and anti-infectious properties that help the immune system heal the body faster. It contains vitamin A and C, as well as other compounds that are beneficial in boosting the immune system. It helps relieve stress on the body and stimulates the immune system to produce white blood cells, which defend the body against bacteria, viruses, fungi, and cancerous cells. Now, see where it says antiviral right there? The coronavirus is a viral. Now, we've been told by Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci that the only way to treat the alleged pandemic known as coronavirus or COVID is with the god known as the vaccine. Well, here is a book which says that you can use an antiviral like oregano to treat a virus. So when the authorities come to you and say, you must take this vaccine because it's the only way to treat the coronavirus or the COVID, then you could say, no thank you, I'll try oregano. Because oregano is an antiviral. If they try to force it on you, which they're intending to do anyway, and say, you can't work unless you take the the vaccine. You can't take it unless you can't work unless you have this God in you. Then you can say, no, thank you. I'll try the oregano. When your neighbor says to you, oh, you haven't taken the vaccine? Well, I'm calling the police on you. You could say, no, thank you. I'm taking oregano. Now, let's see what else oregano treats. Yeast and other fungal infections. Oregano oil is a powerful antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. It is also an anti-inflammatory, which helps in healing. It inhibits the growth of candida, the yeast that most often, see if I get it to focus again. Come on, baby, focus. The yeast that most often causes yeast infections. The ingredient is called carvacrol and thymol are the main components that treat yeast infections and prevents them from spreading. Use oregano tea or tincture once or twice daily to treat internal yeast infections and for external use. Use a tea wash or a well-diluted oregano oil. The diluted essential oil is effective against toenail fungus, athlete's foot, other fungal infections, and ringworm. When you go to your doctor because you have athlete's foot from taking a bath or walking around in showers barefoot, and your doctor says, well, Sonny, the only way to treat athlete's foot is with this pill. I'll give you this pill for $35 a pill, and I want you to come back to my office every 2 weeks and pay me. Pay your bills. I need to buy a boat so I can go out in the harbor and go fishing. So I need you to come to my office every 2 weeks and pay me for this athlete's foot treatment. You could tell your doctor, no thanks, I'm going to go buy some oregano at the store. When your doctor tells you, oh, no, oregano, where'd you hear that? That's cuckoo stuff. In my medical books, it doesn't say anything about oregano. It only says you have to use this antifungal foot formula at $35 a pill and $35 for an office visit. You better not trust that book. Ooh, okay. You can say again, no thank you, doctor, I'm not supporting your BMW. I am going to go to the store and buy some oregano. Because oregano treats athlete's foot. Skin problems. Oregano contains antioxidants and anti-inflammatories that are beneficial to healing. They reduce the signs of aging, they heal blemishes, and they reduce the appearance of scars. They neutralize the free radicals in the skin that cause wrinkles, age spots, and they improve skin elasticity. Well, that has to do with aging and stuff, right? Well, when your doctor says there's no known treatment for skin blemishes, there's no known treatment to reduce appearance of scars, well, you can say, no thank you, I'm going to try oregano. Oh, you better not try oregano. That stuff is really, really bad. Stay away from oregano. Look at what my medical book says. You got to come to my... Here's what he's quoting from his medical book now. You have to come to my office every 2 weeks for an appointment where I'm going to give you a pill. Your appointments will cost $35 each. I'm going to give you a pill. That also costs $35 for each pill. And you're going to work on treating your skin problems. I have to buy a BMW, so please come to my office. Pay me. Watch this one, cancer. In addition to the beneficial anti-inflammatory benefits and immune-boosting effects of oregano for fighting cancer, the carvacrol in oregano has anti-tumor properties that slow the growth and reproduction of cancer. Wait a minute, I'm just messing up on this reading, aren't I? In addition to the beneficial anti-inflammatory benefits and immune-boosting effects of oregano for fighting cancer, the carvacrol in oregano has anti-tumor properties that slow the growth and the reproduction of cancer cells and promote cancer cell death. When your doctor, some of you may have cancer, and your doctor is most likely going to say to you, "Oh, there's no cure for cancer. You have to come to my office every 2 weeks for $35 a visit, and I'm going to give you a pill that costs $1,500 per pill. And you have to take, that's the only way to treat your cancer, Mr. Jones. Besides, I have to buy a BMW, and I cannot allow you to go anywhere else. Anything else is cuckoo. Don't treat your cancer with anything else except this $1,500 pill." You can say, "No, thank you, doctor. I will try oregano to fight my cancer." "Oh, you can't use oregano. Oh, it's expressly forbidden by the AMA. You must go with our treatments. If that $1,500 a pill doesn't work for you, then I'm going to give you chemotherapy so we can destroy the good cells and the bad cells. But you better not use oregano because, you know, I have to get the BMW." So, you could tell them, "No thanks, doctor. I appreciate you telling me I have cancer, but since you're telling me I have cancer and I know that oregano treats cancer, I'm just going to try the oregano. Thank you very much." Oh my gosh, you can't go get oregano treatments. Who heard of those cuckoos? They are not wearing a lab coat like me. You must not try oregano. Oregano's very, very bad for you. Besides, I need the BMW. The I series, whatever they call it. So you must get treatment from me. The AMA will not allow it. They forbid it. Listen, if you have cancer and your doctor tells you any of the things I just said, just tell him, "Thank you, doctor. I'm going to try oregano first. If the oregano doesn't work to fight this cancer, then I'll come to you for your chemotherapy. But first I'm going to try the herb treatment." Now, if I had cancer, which I don't, but if I did, I would put up with the bitterness of cancer juice, of oregano juice. I would be making celery juice and putting oregano in it, and I would be juicing oregano 3 times a day or more. I would grow oregano in my garden. I would take the plant, or all the leaves and stems, as many as I can get each day, and I would juice them. And I would say, who the heck cares about the bitterness of the juice when the oregano is so efficient at killing cancer? Now, as a way to protect myself from lawsuits, A, I did not write this book, and B, I'm not a doctor, so I can't give you treatments for diseases. This is for educational purposes only, and you have to always consult your doctor, who will probably tell you that there's no known cure for cancer, because he didn't read it in his book about oregano, because it's not even mentioned in his book. But, once again, you have to go to your doctor to get advice, not to Recoverin Yankee, some YouTube guy. Okay? Anyway, heart healthy. Oregano tea contains omega-3 fatty acids and helps improve cholesterol levels. It is also beneficial for the heart in other ways, helping prevent arteriosclerosis, heart attacks, and strokes. If my doctor were to tell me that I have heart disease, which could kill me, and there's no known cure, or I can get cured if I take these $1,500 per pill treatments, I would say, no thank you, I'm going to try oregano. Again, I can't tell you how to treat heart disease because I'm not a doctor, I'm not part of the AMA, and I don't want to get sued. So you'll have to go to a doctor to find out if this is true or false. But as you see here in the book, cancer, heart disease. Stimulates metabolism and weight loss. This is the reason why I wanted to try oregano juice in my juicer. Oregano stimulates the metabolism, causing the body to burn more calories. It can increase energy levels in some people, and it can help you lose weight. Right? So I wanted to take this in order to lose weight, but it's too bitter. Now, weight loss is not an emergency thing at this time in my life. Some of you may have an emergency that you need to lose a lot of weight very, very quickly as a result of some illness you have for whatever reason. Now, if that were me, then I would be drinking oregano juice 3 times a day, and I would ignore the bitterness and say, for the sake of health in my life, I'm going to drink oregano juice. I'm going to ignore the bitterness. You can always put a little bit of sweetener in, such as maple syrup or honey, and it gets rid of the bitterness because sweetness counteracts bitterness. Okay. Prevents the illness and it speeds recoveries. When household members are sick, use oregano tea or oil of oregano to prevent the spread of illness and to speed recovery of those who are ill. Best to use at the first time of illness. Bronchial infections, asthma, and coughs. Add oregano oil to water and create a facial steam for loosening congestion and treating bronchial infections, asthma, and coughing. It relieves the inflammation in the airwaves. Okay, here's what it says. You can usually find a starter plant at your local garden store. Harvest the leaves and the stems before the plant blooms for best flavor. It is still potent after blooming, but the flavor is more bitter. Warning, do not take oil of oregano when pregnant. It is concentrated and has not been proven safe for pregnancy. Okay? Now, that's just one herbal book. There are other herbal books that have other herbal treatments for cancer, heart disease, being fat, skin problems, yeast infections, and they're antiviral. But the point I'm making to you is that when your doctor tells you there is no known treatment, no known cure, or then he tells you that you have to buy his $1,500 pills, or when he tells you you have to go get chemotherapy so you can kill the good cells and the bad cells. When he tells you whatever disease you have, when he tells you you've got it, you just go to an herbal manual, such as this one. You look up the herbs that can be used to treat it, and pop those herbs right in your juicer. And that's one of the most efficient ways to get it into your body. There's other ways, such as teas, such as decoctions and fomentations and things like that. You can get them all in. All these ways you can make them go into your body. Okay? So, anyway, don't always believe the doctor because he's wearing a lab coat. That's called lab coat psychology. That's what I call it. Lab coat psychology means that if the doctor or the scientist is wearing a lab coat, he's automatically to be believed. Well, I don't believe in lab coat psychology. When I have a problem, I consult an herb manual. I look for the way to treat it, as you saw yesterday when I put the oregano in my juicer. It was bitter as hell. However, it is good for certain medicinal purposes, and although it's bitter, you have to put up with it. Now, obviously, making a juice and putting sugar in it is not a good idea because that's causes problems. But couldn't you put an apple in, which is very sweet, and the apple would hide some of the bitterness of the oregano juice? Yes, it will. And when I get to that stage of my diet where I'm going to be adding an apple to the juicer with the celery juice, then I might add oregano as well. Because if oregano treats fat, and I'm fat, then oregano can be used to treat my fat. Just logical. Hopefully by then I've lost so much weight that I don't have to worry about my love belly here. They always say that the way to a man's heart is through his belly. Well, a lot of women have been loving me. Anyway, the doctor tells you there's no such thing as a cure for such and such, And the books that are herbal tell you there's a different thing. You can believe one or you can believe the other. But both are not telling you. Either both are telling lies, logically speaking. Both are telling the truth, logically speaking. Or one is telling the truth and one is lying. Those are the three choices you have. Me personally, when the doctor tells me I have such and such disease, I go to the herb manuals and start looking at what I can take. Okay? Right now I have 0 markers for disease. All I have is fat. That's it. Okay? Peace to you. Please share this with your friends. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you.